I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. The time is always right to do what is right. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort, but where he stands at times of challenge. We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. A riot is the language of the unheard. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. Change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, but comes through continuous struggle. Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. Never succumb to the temptation of bitterness. Nothing in all the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. If a man hasn't discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. The hottest fires forge the strongest steel. True peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice. We must build dikes of courage to hold back the flood of fear. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor, it must be demanded by the oppressed. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love. There is nothing more majestic than the determined courage of individuals willing to suffer and sacrifice for their freedom and dignity. We are not makers of history, we are made by history. It really boils down to this: all life is interrelated. A lie cannot live. No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they'd die for. Character develops itself in the stream of life, not in the calm of solitude. The quality, not the longevity, of one's life is what is important. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up. Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Our scientific power has outrun our spiritual power. We must use time creatively. A time comes when silence is betrayal. The moral arc of the universe bends at the elbow of justice. We will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. One day, we will learn that the heart can never be totally right when the head is totally wrong. We must concentrate not merely on the negative expulsion of war, but on the positive affirmation of peace. Men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. We must walk on in the days ahead with an audacious faith in the future. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. Through violence, you may murder the hater, but you do not murder hate. We must keep moving forward. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. The first question which the priest and the Levite asked was, "If I stop to help this man, what will happen to me?" Real progress is the attraction of powerful forces to a dynamic center. There comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe nor politic. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Nonviolence is the answer to the crucial political and moral question of our time. The hope of a secure and livable world lies with disciplined nonconformists. Justice, too long delayed, is justice denied. One who breaks an unjust law must do so openly, lovingly, and with willingness to accept the penalty. No law or ordinance is mightier than the unwritten moral law. Human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. We must continue to speak with all the humility that is appropriate to our limited vision. Faith is the strength by which a shattered world shall emerge into the light. Every voice counts when you're standing on the right side of history. Freedom is the right to question and change the established way of doing things. History will have to record that the greatest tragedy of this period was not the strident clamor of the bad people, but the appalling silence of the good people. Those who love peace must learn to organize as effectively as those who love war. We shall overcome because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. An individual who breaks a law that conscience tells him is unjust. Without community, there is no liberation. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. The art of acceptance is the art of making someone who has just done you a small favor wish that he might have done you a greater one. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice. Goodness is more than fairness. Peace is not merely a distant goal, it is a present power. Human dignity is the foundation of human rights. We must not allow our creative protest to degenerate into physical violence. Nothing can deprive you of the status of being a child of God, except your own actions. Change almost never fails because it's too early. It almost always fails because it's too late. We must combine the toughness of the serpent and the softness of the dove. There is a balm in Gilead. By giving us the ballot, we ensure the right to govern ourselves. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies. We must never forget that everything Hitler did in Germany was legal. The hope of the oppressed rests on the faith of the nonviolent protester. Choose to love. Move on with that. When people see the law in action, they will understand justice. As long as people are wronged, as long as people are judged by the color of their skin, change is not complete. True compassion is more than flinging a coin to a beggar. The hottest place in hell is reserved for those who remain neutral in times of great moral conflict. I submit that an individual who breaks a law that conscience tells him is unjust. The beautiful thing about community is that it enables people to collectively stand stronger. Love, as dictated by the highest expression of our souls, is our most potent tool for change. We must remember that silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. Forgiveness is not an occasional act, it is a constant attitude. No one is irrelevant. Obedience to law is true freedom. Every man of humane convictions must decide on the protest that best suits his convictions. We must walk on in the days ahead with an audacious faith in the future.